Hello everyone, it's Kari, and today I have a fun project to share with you using some products from Scrappy Tails Crafts. I'm using this home sentiment. It came from the birdhouse set that I've done a video for in the past, and I can link that here if I remember. So I'm going to be using that, and also this spring birds stamp set has all these birds, and there are coordinating dies. There's a tree branch and even a bird bath there. And then I'm also using this background Woodgrain die, which is a favorite of mine. I thought it might be a little more exciting to do a background in rainbow colors rather than make this brown, like Woodgrain might normally be brown, but I'm not a big fan of brown, so I thought that perhaps rainbow would be fun. So I'm doing kind of a spotlight approach here, where I'm taking the colors and just kind of placing them down kind of near the next color that would come before it in the rainbow. So I've got red and pink, or it's kind of a rosy red, pink, and then we're going in with some orange here, and I'm just placing it wherever I think it needs to be. Here's the Twisted Citron, which is a kind of a lime green, and again just placing them in a couple spots where I think it makes the most sense. Now truly there's really no pattern for this, no real rhyme or reason. I'm just trying to put the colors next to each other that kind of belong together, and that's really it. Just doing some spotlights. So this is coming together very quickly, and I found that I ran out of room really fast for the purple. I'm going to put the purple here on the top, but as you will see when I cut this down, the purple kind of gets a little bit cut off because I'm going to make this into a mini slimline actually. So I added a little extra purple here and there, just a little bit, and that is going to be our background. Now, I know it looks kind of crazy right now, but wait till you see it when I cut it out with this Woodgrain background die. This is a really, really neat die. So I'm going to take this, tape it down to the panel here, and I'm going to take it to my die cutting machine. I am using a metal shim when I cut this out because I wanted it to cut nice and crisp. So it was really easy, and look at this. Here's the pieces that come out, and look how pretty those are. I couldn't bear to throw these away, so I'm going to save those for a second card actually. And I'm just going to kind of turn them one way or another, kind of flip them so they're not exactly the same when I put them on the background. And so I've laid them out. I originally thought I was going to place them horizontally like this, but in the end I changed that up a little, and you'll see that in just a minute. For the Home Tweet Home, which came from that birdhouse die, I am going to stack these up 3 high. So I've cut a couple of white letters, and then I topped them off with that beautiful teal paper. Now I'm going to go ahead and glue this down, and this, I'm just using liquid adhesive for this, which was easy enough, but if you do have some stick-it adhesive, or you want to use have some adhesive like that on the back, that would work out really great too. But for me, the liquid adhesive worked great. It was pretty easy, and now I'm just going to trim off those edges. So this is a slimline card. It's 3.5 by 6 inches, and I'm using some Neenah Desert Storm paper for this, because that's my little nod to the wood grain, kind of like a brown back there. And it's got those rainbows, really great rainbow wood grain on the top. Look how beautiful this is turning out. I thought that if I were a bird living in a home, then a rainbow wood grain would be really, really fun. Bring in those colors, all the colors. I'm just gluing down the Home Tweet Home now. And for this blue jay, I have cut out 4 additional die cuts just on regular paper. I'm going to stack them up, and put that blue jay right on top. When I showed this card to my husband, he said, "Oh, I've never seen a cardinal colored that way before." So I guess this blue jay could also be a cardinal, but look at how thick and beautiful this comes together. It looks like a decorative piece here, nicely popped up. So I really like that. I love being able to stack those dies just like that. I'm adding a few of the layered daisies, and I've stacked 2 on top of each other for each one of these, and just added some gemstones to the center. And those will go right on top just like that. The last thing to do for this card is to add it to the card base. So I'm just going to crease that really nicely with my bone folder here. And then we'll add that with some liquid adhesive. And that's going to finish off this first card. Now I was excited for the second card because I am going to use some glitter paper in the background. I decided that that would take things up a notch. Oh, and I almost forgot. I did add some white gel pen dots and some highlights to the letters just to make them pop just a little bit more. And that's going to finish this off. I also thought that maybe some glossy accents would be nice to give it a little shine, but I decided against that and moved on to my second card here. So I've already glued down all of these strips, and it's on a yellow glitter background paper, which I love. And now I'm going to just go ahead and cut off those excess pieces just like so. Very, very simple, and I think it creates a really fun design for the second card. Those are pieces that would have otherwise just gone in the trash. If you have a few that are still kind of sticking up off the edge when you cut off the excess, just take a little liquid adhesive, glue those down, and it works out perfectly. Now I'm taking a couple of those sentiments from the Spring Bird stamp set, and I'm going to stamp them on this patterned paper here. It says, "It's your birthday, spread your wings." Then I'm just going to heat emboss that with some clear embossing powder to give it a little shine and also to prevent me from smearing that ink. Always a good idea. So I'll just heat set that with my heat tool here, and I'm going to add a bird also to this card. I really love all the birds that came in this set. There's one that looks exactly like a dove, I think, and I love that bird as well. Meantime, I'm finding a sentiment strip die here that fits these perfectly. I'm just going to cut these out with my die cutting machine, tape that on, run them through so they're exactly the same size, and I find that works really well when you need your sentiment strips to be the same size. So this bird here reminds me of a bird that my dad really loved, and since he's passed, birds have really had a larger meaning for me in my life. This is similar to a yellow finch that he used to feed when he was here on Earth. And I'm going to bring in some of those turquoise colors as well because they're my favorite. So usually the yellow finches were mostly yellow with some brown, but again, I'm trying to stick to more colors. So I'm bringing in my favorite, which are these colors here. So you can see I'm just bringing in the darker color, which is the BG49, adding some BG57, and then blending that all out with the BG32. Really simple coloring today, and then I'll use the coordinating die to cut that bird out, and he will be ready to put on our card. I also die cut this bird a few extra times with some regular white cardstock, and I'm just going to glue those together and add that bird to the top so that he is also popped up off the card. Now I'll attach those sentiments with some foam tape, and I'm just making sure that's straight using my T-square ruler. Then I'll attach the bird as well to the top of those sentiments. And doesn't the wood grain background kind of look like streamers, like birthday streamers or confetti? I thought that was really fun for a birthday card. So that's going to finish that off. I'm just going to add it to a top folding card base here using liquid adhesive. And there is our last card. Very simple, but very fun. Lots of colors, little bit of sparkle, and a beautiful yellow finch. Some really great elements to this card. I'm just going to bring in both cards here and give you a closer look. There's the birthday card, and here's our home tweet home card. I think that would be perfect for celebrating someone just moving to their new home. I really love these. I'm going to list all of the supplies below if you're interested, so you can go and take a look. And I want to thank you again for stopping by. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. It really does help. And be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss a thing. I'll be back soon with more inspiration and more cards. Thanks for stopping by. Bye-bye.